up, guys? This is Brayden from the 5-6 Kings, and today we are debuting our new channel, which is the 5-6 Kings Sports, and we're doing UFC 264. It is I, Brayden, and with me I have David Breen.
Hello, Brayden.
And Big Hoff.
What is going on, Brayden?
Now, I am hyped, as well as the fellow Kings here, over what might be one of the biggest pay-per-view cards for UFC ever. It is starring Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, Gilbert Burns, Stephen Thompson, Tai Tuivasa, Greg Hardy, Irene Aldana, Yana Kunitskaya, and Sean O'Malley and Chris Motino.
Kunitskaya.
Yep, that was it.
Fucking racist.
My bad. Okay, so, David, we're doing something a little bit different this week. Why don't you go ahead and break down the point system that we're going to be basing this off of?
So as always, we're going to do predictions. But this time, just to avoid a scenario where Brayden wins but picks fucking split decision wins and, you know, like majority draws and head kick TKO knockouts on Nate Diaz. Like, we're creating a system where if you pick the winner, you get a point. If you pick the way it ends, you get half a point. And if you pick the round it ends, you get half a point. So let's say, for instance, you have Sean O'Malley winning by first round KO or TKO. We're going to count those as the same. And Sean O'Malley wins by first round TKO, you get 2 points. Let's say Sean O'Malley wins by first round submission, you get 1.5 points. Let's say he wins by second round KO, you get 1.5 points. If Sean O'Malley wins by decision, you're just getting 1 point. So that way, kind of evening out. So Brayden's just ridiculous, absurd, nonsense predictions don't get rewarded.
I mean, you know, whatever. I'm feeling
Yeah,
confident.
whatever the fuck ever.
I'm feeling confident I'm gonna win again, but it's all good. I got my predictions here. They're already screenshotted, so there's no cheating. And yeah. So Hoff, how you feeling? You feeling confident that you're gonna win this time?
100%. I'm guaranteeing we're locking it in. I'm in there.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see about that, Bucko. So, you guys want to start off with the first fight? So we're just gonna do the main card.
Absolutely, I want to start with the first fight.
Okay. So it's going to be Sean O'Malley versus Chris Motino. Sean O'Malley is 13-1, even though he believes he is undefeated, and Chris is 9-4. So I think this is going to be. It's kind of hard to really predict because no one really knows Chris that much. He kind of came in, I think, off of a week or 2 weeks notice. Right? It was like a week or 2 notice. So the last guy that Sean O'Malley was supposed to fight pulled out, I think, of staph infection. So there's this new guy, Chris. Kudos to him and good luck for, picking up that fight, short notice.
He is a big underdog as well for this fight.
Yeah.
O'Malley's like minus 800.
I don't know if you guys watch.
It's a big line there.
Yeah, make some money.
So no, don't make some money off of that fight. You're fucking crazy. Chris Motino, he's like a regional, like northeastern fighter who this is his first fight in the UFC, and I mean, yeah, he could go out there and shock the world, but Sean O'Malley, he hasn't fought any like top level guys, but against the competition he's gone against, he's just he's looked better every single time he's been in the cage. He's looked really good. He's a heavy favorite for a reason. Obviously, it's a cage fight, and Chris Motino could go in there and just catch him and knock him out. But like Sean O'Malley is the superior fighter by a huge range. And honestly, like Sean O'Malley taking this fight, I think is kind of strange because it's not like it's a lose-lose scenario for him because like. Let's say he goes out there and knocks him out in the first round in spectacular fashion. And everyone's going to be like, well, yeah, that's what we expect him to do.
Yeah.
If he goes out there and wins by decision, people are going to be like, how did he not fucking finish Chris Motino?
Yeah, he has definitely a lot more to lose. I was watching his show, The Sugar Show, and entertaining shit. But he was seeming very confident, and he just, he was making it seem like he just wants to put on a show for all of his fans, and I think he's going to do that. Chris was saying, too, that he wants to put on Fight of the Night. That's his main goal. It's not to, for sure, knock out or anything like that. He doesn't want to predict anything besides Fight of the Night. So hopefully we get that, too. Hopefully, somehow it goes to deep waters. But my prediction, or
I feel like Nick
whoa, what's going on here? No, I was just gonna add that hopefully O'Malley's legs and stuff are all fine, because if he gets kicked in a nerve in his leg and his ankles are giving out, he got kicked, I think, last fight and had a little bit of a problem, but the fight before that he had the big problem. That's where he lost.
And that's why he's taping up his ankles too, like that. So, even if some nerve, takes out his legs, he's not going to be falling all over his ankles like he was. Hopefully
he's watching out for those leg kicks, because, I mean, anytime you have like a nerve damage or something, it's
and when I was watching some of Chris's fight, it does look like he was throwing some leg kicks, so definitely could be a possibility. So my prediction is that Sean O'Malley is going to get a second round KO. That's how I see it.
Okay. I like that. But I like O'Malley a round earlier, KO, TKO in the first round.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm same boat as Hoff here. I think O'Malley needs to finish him in the first round. I mean, it's obvious if he looks great in the first round, finish him in the second. No one's going to bat an eye, but I think O'Malley's going to go out there and try to finish him early, and I think he does.
Now, when you say that you think he should do it in the first round, what is that based off of? You think he needs to do that to show something, or do you think, because my thing is I think he was trying to toy with him a little bit in the first round or something like that, maybe show more of, I don't know.
I think
make a highlight tape or
something. All Sean O'Malley will accomplish if he does that is people thinking he's the biggest piece of shit in the world.
Okay.
If some regional fighter takes this fight on short notice and he's like fucking with him in the first round, I think O'Malley needs to go out there.
It's a sugar show, baby.
He needs to go out there, finish him early, and I think he will.
Okay.
He was messing around a little bit in his last fight, and it ended up going to the last round until he did knock him out.
Yeah.
Big time, but he was messing with him a little bit.
All right, so on to the women bantamweight. We have Irene Aldana versus Yana. David, you want to take it from me?
Kunitskaya.
Irene is 12-6, and Yana is 14-5. How do you guys see this playing out?
So it's interesting. I think Aldana is an even money line if you're betting on this fight, which is interesting. I think she's the better fighter. Like, she's coming off a loss to Holly Holm, but Holly Holm looked spectacular, and Holly Holm's one of the best women's fighters of all time. Get your fucking phone out of my face, Nick. So, like, I could see a very real scenario. So Yana does a lot. Yana Kunitskaya, she does a lot of like clinch, push her opponent up against the cage, dirty boxing. I could see that being effective here, and it'd be interesting if she does that in the first round, and then Aldana's fighting from behind. But I think as far as just pure striking goes, Aldana is much crisper, much.
Yeah, she looks like she has very heavy hands.
Heavy hands, and she's just fucking good. Just her precision, she's surgical in there. I think as far as like the striking game goes, Aldana has a huge advantage, and we'll see how that plays out, Nick.
Yeah, for sure. I think Aldana's got on the feet is way superior than her, and she's not going to want to grapple with. I don't even know how do you say it?
Kunitskaya.
She doesn't want to grapple with her, so she'll probably keep her distance and strike with her and end up. Are we giving predictions? Because I'll give mine right now.
Well, I mean, I feel like we all think. I was going to say almost the same exact shit verbatim to you guys. So, I mean, yeah, let's get into the predictions then, because I feel like we all think the exact same for the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I have Aldana winning in a unanimous decision.
Nice.
Unanimous.
I have Aldana by second round KO. So that's back-to-back second round KOs for me.
And I have Kunitskaya by first round cartwheel kick TKO. But it's going to be a weird one. Herb Dean's going to be the ref.
That's the weird part.
And there's going to be one woman judge who says Aldana won still, and Herb Dean is going to push Aldana into the cartwheel kick.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. No, I have Aldana unanimous decision. I think I could see Kunitskaya winning the first round, which would make it a real interesting fight after that. But I think Aldana uses her boxing, kind of dictates the pace of the fight, and goes on to win.
Well, good picks. Now let's move on to the heavyweight.
Are they good picks because you picked her as well as we did?
No, I mean, whatever. But we're on to the heavyweights.
Answer the question.
No, they're yeah, sure.
Did you sneak a look at our picks before?
I didn't.
Brayden? What's going on?
You can look at the screenshot, bucko. I'm just well calculated. I just think thoroughly. That's all. All right, so we're on to the heavyweights. We got Tai Tuivasa versus Greg Hardy. Tai is 12-3. Greg Hardy is 7-3. How you guys feeling for this? This is probably going to be, I feel like a good stand-up match, honestly.
It might be. I think it might end up quick. If it goes in the second round, I feel like Greg Hardy is going to be just tired.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the way that he's been looking his past couple fights is he gets worn out and then gets TKO'd. So,
I know. I'm feeling kind of similar. I mean, Ty's got some fucking heavy hands and
I love him doing his shoeys. After his victories, he does a bunch of shoeys after the fight, so.
Yeah. Go ahead. Explain the shoey.
The shoey is, he does a shoey would be you pour a beer into someone's shoe, not your shoe. Like, it could be your shoe, but you've been wearing it all day. That's sweating and everything nasty.
Yeah.
What he does is he takes the beer from someone else's shoe and he has the people spit in the shoe.
Yeah.
Like, there's videos of
That's some
people
tribal
going up
shit
to
right
people
there.
and they're hawking loogies into the shoe, and then he just chugs it.
Yeah. Man.
I don't think I could ever do one of those.
That man's got a strong immune system. Just think about. Man, good for Ty, man. Maybe that's why he's so strong. Maybe that's why he's got so much power in his hands, because he's taking in all the energy.
He does get wild out there though when he starts swinging. But
yeah, so I guess I'll give my prediction then. Ty, I have Ty by let's see. What do I have? Just on the screenshot, just to make sure I'm not bullshitting anyone. Oh yeah, that's right. A third second round KO. That's 3 second round KOs back to back to back. Ty second round KO. Boom, bada bing.
Funny you say that, bud, because I have Ty second round KO TKO. Think you've been looking at my
I haven't seen shit.
You've been looking at my stuff over here, Brayden, like you did last time.
Maybe I'm telepathic.
Yeah, and I have Tuivasa by a third round KO TKO. He's the much better fighter. I think he finishes him.
Nice. Well, let's move on to the co-main event. Welterweights, between some of the best in the division. It is Gilbert Burns, number 2 in the division. He is 19-4 versus Stephen Thompson, and Stephen is 16-4-1. How you guys feeling about that? I'm excited for this fight.
I'm excited about it. I don't like this. It's a tough matchup for everyone, but Gilbert Burns coming off the Usman loss, that like he was devastated. He thought he was going to be champion of the world. He wept in the cage after. To be like, oh, I'm going to take this really tough. Like, for those who aren't, like, Stephen Thompson is the only karate fighter in MMA. Like, his style is so ridiculous. He usually dictates the pace of the match. I think this is a crazy match. Gilbert Burns, one of the best welterweights in the world. He was the first fight, like the only fight so far for Usman, that I was like, he could realistically lose this one. I think this is a crazy matchup for him to take.
He did stun Usman, too, in that fight. He did stun Usman in that fight as well.
Yeah, he definitely clipped him.
He did. He was doing good, and then he got hurt. But for sure,
the championship rounds,
Yeah, but it's very difficult for both of them. I mean, Thompson's a karate fighter, and I mean, it's very odd. He's odd. It's so odd because he does his little hops, and his side kicks are weird. You got to be careful with your knees with his side kicks.
He'll bring a head kick after.
Usman finished that fight in the third round, Braden. Nothing championship rounds, but don't just say things.
Still a championship round, third round.
No, it's not. Normal fight. Third round. The championship rounds are the fourth and fifth rounds.
Whatever.
Don't just say things you've heard before.
I didn't
fucking
hear
prepared.
That. No, what do you mean?
You've heard the term championship rounds. You're like, oh, championship fight, championship rounds.
Oh, look at this man.
There's a third round finish.
Look at this man trying to call out.
That's a fucking.
He's looking for anything.
That's an FS1 fight night
he's fucking
round.
Sitting there shaking.
Yeah,
he's like, when is Braden gonna say
little
something?
Bitch.
When I'm fiending. I need something. Anything it could be. I'm just gonna.
Dude, we have no credibility if the host of the show is like just saying nonsense.
Oh, okay. Watch me win. Watch me win, baby. Watch all my picks come true. We're going to see.
Yeah, it's all going to be in the championship rounds.
No. Don't worry.
Yeah, the second round, the championship round.
We going to see. Yeah. So.
But like Wonder Boy is like he's been saying for a little while now, like he thinks he should be getting the title shot, which is ridiculous for him to think that. It's silly. He wins this fight, and I still would want to see Leon Edwards get it. But if Wonder Boy goes out there and beats Gilbert Burns, and then Dana's like, all right, Wonder Boy versus Usman, like I'm not going to be upset with that. Wonder Boy beat the number 2 fighter in the world who just lost to Usman after he was on a fucking tear. I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm excited to watch it, but
yeah, I'm hyped for it. I think, man, it can kind of play out. It's like they kind of go against each other's styles so much, and it's like, can Gilbert stay off the X and constantly move and close the distance, possibly take it to the ground, use his jiu-jitsu, or is Thompson just going to be able to use his karate and distance the entire time and just be able to keep up on the feet and strike the entire time? It's like hard to say, is Gilbert going to be able to do what he does great? Is Thompson going to be able to do what he does great? They're going to, I feel like both styles are going to clash, and we're going to see, what they can do. But what do you guys got for your predictions?
So I've Wonder Boy winning by decision. I think Gilbert should have taken another fight, and it's tough because you want to stay active and you want to stay towards the top of the division. Like, this is 2 top guys in the best division in the UFC.
Yeah,
but I just think after the way he lost to Usman in the normal rounds, getting KO'd, I think I just think Wonder Boy is going to be able to dictate the pace of the fight, keep him off rhythm, keep him off balance, and he'll win by decision.
How about you, Hoff?
Well, I'm going the other way. I'm going to go Burns by submission in the third round. The third round, not the championship round. We're going with the third round there.
Okay, cool.
I think Burns is gonna try and stay away from all this karate stuff, but I think he's gonna try and go for takedowns. 100%. Gotta get him on the ground.
Yeah.
And I think he tires him out and submits him in the third.
I think the complete opposite. I think at that point it's too late for Gilbert. They'll be too sweaty. It'll be harder for him to get that. And I think, Thompson's going to get a third round KO. I think that it's actually going to be the opposite, to where he's going to have more life on the feet in the striking, have more energy, and Gilbert will be more worn out trying to constantly take him down in the previous rounds. And I think at that point he'll be too fatigued on his feet, and Thompson will capitalize, being more accurate.
I mean, I hope you guys are right. Honestly, these sound like more exciting fights than I'm picking.
Oh.
I just keep picking decisions, and but I hope it's all early knockouts and third round knockouts. That sounds like a more fun pay-per-view to watch. I think you guys are fucking morons to keep doing this. But it sounds like a more enjoyable pay-per-view to watch.
I did take a decision in one of the earlier fights. I think I have 2 KOs, one decision, and 1 submission.
It's going to be a knockout type of night.
I'm keeping it a little interesting.
So what do you think happens? I want to talk about what you guys think happens to who fights Gilbert or Thompson after, whether they win or they lose. So I know it can go either way. So let's say Gilbert wins. Who does he fight next?
Maybe Leon Edwards. But that's if they make Leon fight. Like maybe Michael Chiesa. It's interesting. It depends on how else the rest of the division shakes out. If Gilbert loses, I have no idea. Same with I have no idea what happens to the loser of this fight.
Yeah.
Stephen Thompson loses, he might. Khamzat Chimaev wanted to fight him before, and he's like, "Why the fuck would I fight him? Guy's unranked. Everyone talks about him, but if I go out there and don't destroy him, that's gonna look really bad for me. Maybe coming off a loss, he'd change his mind with that. But I have no idea. I think if Thompson wins, he very realistically could be next in line for a title fight. Thompson might be a problem for Usman. Now, I think Usman's the best fighter on the planet, and I don't think he would be, but it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I think Burns is in a weird spot, whether if he wins or he loses. Because, if he wins, it's not like he's already right back in the title shot.
Yeah.
But, if Thompson wins, he's up there. He could get a shot or he's next in line, but Burns is he's in a weird spot. He loses, he falls to somewhere. Maybe he fights Shamat.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of where I think that ends up.
Thompson, he seems like he's so young for his age, honestly, and everything. I feel like he could just keep fighting, honestly, even after this. But for some reason, I feel like if he was to lose, maybe he would retire. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't, it doesn't seem like he would, but just because of his age, maybe, I don't know. But I know he's chasing that title. So if he was to win, I think that he might even fight Edwards.
No, so
you don't think that would happen?
Wonder Boy already thinks he should be fighting for the belt. I can't imagine he wins and then is like, yeah, give me Leon Edwards.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that he wants it. I'm just saying I think maybe the UFC would set it out. Maybe gave Colby the championship fight and then...
So Stephen Thompson, I don't know his exact financials and all that shit, but he's had 2 title fights on 2 really big pay-per-views. I don't imagine he needs to take the next fight they offer him. He said no to Chimaev. I imagine he'll say no to Leon Edwards and say I'm either fighting. I just beat the number 2 guy. I'm either fighting for the belt or I'm not fighting Dana.
Yeah, and I don't think they would give Gilbert Burns a title shot after this in any way. I just think he would keep trying to.
No shot.
Yeah,
it's Gilbert. If he wins this, he's still a win or 2 away from fighting for the belt.
For sure. I just think he would try to wait out until to where he would find a way to make it just one fight until the championship.
Yeah, which is kind of weird that he took this fight.
Yeah.
It's weird that he took this fight, that he doesn't have much to gain if he wins, and he has a lot to lose if he loses this fight. So it's kind of weird. Maybe he just wants a bounce back. It's a weird bounce back
Thompson
fight.
was making it seem like Gilbert was just doing him a favor, honestly. As if they spoke or something, and
But also, it's the co-main event of a Conor McGregor pay-per-view.
Oh yeah, you're gonna make a shit ton of money.
Hell, this will be I'm sure it won't be as much as he got paid to fight Usman for the belt.
Oh
but
no.
I imagine other than that, this is gonna be the biggest payday of his career.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you take it. And Gilbert Burns against maybe any other welterweight, unless he's getting Colby or Leon or Nate. That's not the co-main event here.
Yeah.
That's lower on the card. So
that would be fun against Nate.
They're
both really good on the ground too.
So anyone against Nate would be fun.
Yeah. You're right.
There is not a fighter in the UFC that you're would you want to see him fight Nate Diaz? I'd be nah. So if they're really bad, he'll fuck them up and just talk shit and point at him. And if they're great, he won't get stopped early and he'll just keep coming back.
Yeah, and then almost knock you out with 10 seconds left.
I want Nate Diaz, Francis Ngannou. Yeah. Speaking of which, we're leaving this pay-per-view for a second, people. What the fuck is going on heavyweight?
A bunch of bullshit. This man just won the title, and he wants to take like 5-6 months, and they're already creating a interim heavyweight belt. And when I think Stipe won the belt, he took a long ass time off.
Yeah, long.
Stipe and Daniel Cormier. It was just those two fighting each other for what felt like 3 years.
Yeah.
And Francis is just fighting like middle of the pack guys, biding this time, and then got a shot against Stipe, finished him, heavyweight champion.
Literally within 3 months.
This year he did that. Or was it end of the year? It was either early this year or end of the year. No, it was in like February or March.
I heard was it within literally 3 months.
So
Dana did that.
Yeah, they didn't strip him, but they're doing an interim, and it's Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane, which I'm excited for that fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. It's in Houston. So like, it'll be cool, like Derek Lewis becomes champion in Houston. He fucking runs that city. But how disrespectful can you be to, like, Francis Ngannou is a legitimate star at heavyweight. He's a huge, scary, soft-spoken guy. And like they just have such a star there, and they're like, we're going to do an interim belt because you won't fight. You want to fight in September or October, and we want this fight in August. So,
I mean, I think it's definitely disrespectful. I feel like it's some weird tactic that Dana has, though, to try and do something with the division, and I don't know if it's like to try and bring down money that some like what maybe Francis or John Jones would be asking for in the fight. I don't know what the purpose is, but I feel like it's some tactic to either save him money or to make him more money. And I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's got to be. Why else would you do that? Francis Ngannou and John Jones are huge fucking names. I feel like he's trying to squeeze maybe as much as he can while, I don't know.
And so, like, you make a lot of money off a Derek Lewis heavyweight title fight in Houston. I get that. But it's just fucking silly to be like, it's going to be the interim title because Francis wanted to wait. Also, I feel like if I was the heavyweight champ who just beat the greatest heavyweight of all time, Stipe Miocic.
Yeah.
And then be like, all right, we want your first defense against Derek Lewis in his hometown. I'd be like, nah, I'm okay. I'd be like, also, Houston's not a big market. I'd be like, let's do it in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just think Dana's trying to use that shit as like an excuse for some fucking tactic for him to either save or make money in some way. He's got some scheme shit going on, I could tell.
Yeah, but then also it even schemes. But
I can tell.
Because I run like a $40 billion business, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I feel, I mean, Miocic now, even he lost the belt, and he's now, where's he? He's in no man's land, too.
Yeah.
So.
What do you mean no man's land?
Well, he's probably just taking some time off. Is that what you kind of mean?
Well, yeah, he's taking time off, but also he's not going to be the next guy to get his rematch.
No, yeah.
Because now they're going to have an interim belt, and the interim's going to have to fight the champ. And then whoever wins that, John Jones is probably going to come into the picture unless they have Miocic and John Jones fight, and then the winner of that gets the title shot. I mean, your scheming man Dana White over there might do that, Braden. But
Yeah,
so
whatever he can do, you know.
I think Stipe's either fighting for the belt in his next fight or he's fighting John Jones. Like, I don't see a scenario where like Stipe's like fighting Tai Tuivasa. Like, just like on a fight night fight night.
What if Derek loses and then he fights Derek?
Dude, Stipe has the most title defense in heavyweight history. Like, Derek Lewis wouldn't be a big enough fight.
You don't think?
No. His next fight either needs to be John Jones, and it's like a Conor McGregor scenario where they're like, it's not for a belt, but it's a pay-per-view main event. Because it's the greatest fighter of all time, maybe.
Yeah.
And the greatest heavyweight of all time.
That'd be a great fight. And then like the next one,
either that
the title
or,
fight.
Yeah. Or he's fighting Francis for the belt.
Yeah.
For the undisputed belt. Like, there's no way Stipe just comes and like fights to try to earn his way up. It's John Jones or the belt. Also, Stipe, he's made enough money. He talks about how he's like, I don't do like flashy stuff. Like, I've made money and I'm good. I'm a firefighter when I'm not fighting. Like, this fighting thing's great and it's a great paycheck, but I don't need to do it.
Yeah. No, it's pretty wild. No, it definitely is disrespectful, and I could totally see how fucking Ngannou would be upset by it. Especially the man. Well, it's so funny, too, when you hear him. They're like, you know, his manager is talking about like how it's bullshit, and then Dana's like, no, no, what are you talking about? It's like wild to see Dana be like, no, you're full of shit. It's like, what, dude?
It's like, no, it's great for everybody wins.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. Almost like saying
interim
like,
belts, man. Come on.
It's like crazy, ludicrous statements as to why you're like, I don't know. Almost, well, I mean, you're not stripping them, but it's like you're trying to make it seem like that, though. You know?
Yeah, and the visual that's gonna be at a press conference and weigh-ins, the fact that like Francis's first title defense, he's gonna be on stage with another person that's wearing a title. It's just fucking joke.
Yeah.
Like it should be Francis is the champion. This guy is challenging the champion.
Yeah.
Not we're trying to unify the belts now.
Yeah.
It needs to be like Francis is the heavyweight champion of the world. No matter what happens in August.
Oh no, for sure.
I love Derek Lewis to death. He is if you guys don't follow Derek Lewis, Black Beast UFC on Instagram, and this is my favorite page to follow. He's always just posting like horrible things of people getting hurt. And just be like, they're okay, and they're not fucking okay. And funny stuff other than that, but that's the stuff that gets my attention. I love him to death. If he knocks this guy out in the first round, he's not the champion. It's just ridiculous.
No. Yeah.
Good for him. He deserves to be main event in a pay-per-view. He'll get a championships paycheck. Like, great. Good for him. But Francis Ngannou is the heavyweight champion of the world no matter what.
Yep, that's a fact. And I guess it's time. We make our way to the main event, the lightweight division of Dustin Poirier, 27-6, versus the notorious Conor McGregor, 22-5. I'm hyped. I don't know about you guys, but I'm shaking. I'm hyped.
Okay, calm it down.
My gears are grinding.
Yeah, no, this is the trilogy fight. This is for sure one of the most hype fights for Conor and Dustin, for sure. It's going to be exciting because Conor needs to defend those leg kicks or else he'll be in trouble. And I know Conor's always going to go for the knockout. But
so do you think he changes his stance and goes to like a karate style to keep weight off that front foot?
No. I just feel like he's gonna move more. Like he's normally in a wide stance, and he's just kind of standing there. I feel like he's gonna be moving more.
Yeah, circling
with his feet circling and stuff. So that's what I think.
And then what about you, David?
And so in the first fight, Conor had been training for Manny Pacquiao. He sat there, he stood there and boxed with him.
You mean the second fight, right?
The second fight. Sorry, the first fight, Conor knocked the fuck out of Dustin really early and
back
won.
of the temple. Yeah,
yeah. And then Dustin, dude, I love Dustin Poirier so much. Like he went on a tear. He fought Khabib, lost, but like it's just since that fight he moved up a weight class and is really like he's made a great career for himself. And then last fight was landing a leg kick. Conor wasn't moving around too much, but Conor was fucking landing punches.
Dude, he was still
all fight
very accurate.
Yeah, dude, Dustin got a takedown. He landed a lot of leg kicks in the first round. Conor still won the first round.
It's funny how people try to take away shit almost from like Conor because he got knocked out, but it's like, dude, he was still fighting really well. Like, shit just happens like this, and Dustin's a fucking amazing fighter.
Did he get knocked out?
Yeah.
Technical knockout. He wasn't out cold sleeping on the ground. Like,
I mean, he
was
might have.
TKO'd.
He wasn't
like
out cold, but like
he couldn't move. He got stunned, and then he went to the ground.
Real quick, the fight needed to be stopped. Like he wasn't knocked out or anything, but like Conor's leg was so chewed up, like he wasn't getting up and defending himself. I think if those calf kicks were fucking phenomenal, but like I think had Conor defended those better, had he moved around more, I think Dustin's not dropping him there when he has him against the fence. I think Conor's moving off the fence.
But I think another part of it too is that Dustin like finds his. I mean, he even states this too. Like he finds his rhythm, later into the fights. And you could just, I felt like you could just tell that. He was getting more confident, and his strikes were becoming even more accurate. And it was something, too, with him being able to, like, just have the confidence of being able to withstand Conor's strikes. Because Conor's strikes were still landing. Like, he was still precise. Even, like, fucking 30 seconds before he got knocked out. He was still landing punches.
Yeah. Yeah, he was landing, but also Poirier saw that this man couldn't.
The calf is
he could barely walk on his foot.
Yeah,
like he was struggling. So I mean, that would give. I mean, if I was in there chewing up Conor's leg, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm knocking this guy out. He's done."
But you would think, though. Do you think that happened before the second round even started? Because you would think that you would, give advice to Conor. Maybe even Conor would know that. Man, I got to start circling. I got to start moving more. But do you think it was already too late?
Oh, his leg was done with like 2 minutes left in the first round.
Oh, okay.
Poirier landed so many calf kicks so early in the fight. Conor, he says, like, I wanted to show how good my cardio was and that I didn't need a stool. He didn't sit down because he didn't want his calf. He didn't want his leg to swell up.
Yeah.
Like that's why he stood. He wanted to keep the blood circulating.
Yeah.
But like Dustin, he's on another level than he was obviously the first time they fought. Like Dustin Poirier, I can't say enough just how great of a career he's had, how good of a fighter he is. He's one of the best boxers in the UFC right now. So like, I'm very interested how this fight goes this time around, because obviously they're both going to make adjustments, and just to see who makes the right ones, who's able to execute their game plan. It's going to be really interesting.
So what do you think they're going to do? Like, what changes? I think Conor's going to try and throw more kicks. Maybe not calf kicks, but I just think he's going to try and create more distance with kicks, do a little bit more karate, keep distance, but also try to maintain that stamina and that cardio so he doesn't, like, gas out too quickly or anything like that, which I'm not saying he did last time or anything, but...
Yeah, I mean, Conor's going to move around more. Like, look back at his fight against Eddie Alvarez. Like, Conor moved around great because Eddie Alvarez is a great wrestler. Like, Conor moved around great, was counter-striking real well. I think he's going to do more of that. And, like, but Dustin, don't get hit in the fucking face so much. Because, like, Conor landed a ton in that fight, and he can't let that happen again.
Yeah, that's one thing that worries me is that I think the same way. But I think he likes that. Like, he always talks about he wants to go to them deep waters and stuff and be tested, so so that you're in a fight. But Conor doesn't think that way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say he doesn't think that way, but he's going for that. He would rather knock someone out without the fight. And to Dustin, it's like, one punch knockout isn't a fight. It's when you go to those later rounds that it becomes like what he would, almost like consider like a fight. When you guys start going like,
yeah, but like who says that though? People who don't win fights with one punch knockouts.
So that
every single fighter in the UFC, if they could win every single fight with the first punch they throw, they would. I don't care what Dustin Poirier said. I don't care that he says it. Of course he's going to say that, and it's entertaining, and I'm glad there's guys like him, because if every fight ended with one punch, I would hate the UFC, and I'd never watch fights.
No, yeah.
But, like if Dustin Poirier could knock people out with one punch, he would every single fight.
Yeah. I guess I'm just speaking to part of the mentality of it, to where I don't know if he's going to change much about, I don't know, the strategy of, I think he likes that. I think he wants to be in that kind of brawl and thinks he can win there, is my point. Like, I think he knows he's going to have to risk getting hit to hit Conor, because Conor's so precise. It's almost like he needs to be there to be able to execute the way he does, which is risky.
Yeah, but he's for sure got to come in with a different game plan than he did last fight. Like, he can't just rely on the leg kicks and then...
What do you think he's going to do?
I'm not sure. I know he's going to go to that leg kick again to see if what Conor does to it. I think Conor's going to try and have a counter for it. Also move out of the way, but also have a counter for that calf kick.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he can't just rely on that leg kick like he did last time, because Conor's going to have something for that leg kick.
Like, Dustin's a well-rounded fighter too. Like, he has the kicks. He can mix in a takedown.
Yep.
He's one of the few guys, like, Conor landed a lot, but like Dustin, he can strike with Conor. I think
he got a takedown in the first fight, or the second fight.
Got a takedown early. Conor got kind of right back up.
Yeah,
he didn't do much with it, but mixing a takedown
and they were both good in the clinch as well.
His striking it's not on par with Conor's. I think Conor, when he's motivated, when he's on, he's the best striker maybe in UFC history. Just how fucking crisp and precise he is. But Dustin's not a slouch.
And he's got that durability.
Like, that's what's so exciting about it, is that, like, Dustin, there's a lot of shit that he can do. And, like, he's just so fucking well-rounded that, like, you have no idea what he's going to do out there. And that's what makes me so excited about this fight.
So, what's your predictions then?
My prediction
Mm-hmm.
is that Conor McGregor's back and he KOs him in the first round.
KO's first round?
Yeah. So, like, I kind of hope I'm right. So, like, I hope I'm right in the sense that, like, Conor says Oliveira's next. I love the idea of Conor sticking around.
Oh, he said that?
Yeah, he said Oliveira's next, and he did an interview with Ariel Helwani today.
Okay,
He said, yeah, Oliveira's next, and he's like, do you think, like, what do you think of his fighting? He's like, he's whatever. Like, he said he's a timid little boy.
Yeah, and he says he's going to kill him.
Yeah.
He said every shot is going to be a kill shot. I'm going to kill him.
His prediction is that Dustin Poirier goes out in a stretcher. Like, if Conor's for real with all this shit he's saying, and we're getting that Conor McGregor back who's chasing the belt, who wants to fucking kill everybody, I think that is the best thing for the sport, and that is the most exciting thing that can happen. And that's what I'm hoping happens. Obviously, everything I said about Dustin Poirier, I think is true, and I could be way off.
Yeah.
But I just fucking hope Conor McGregor's back.
I feel you. What do you think, Hoff?
I'm leaning the same way. I'm going McGregor, KO, TKO, but I'm going the third round. They're gonna go back and forth on the stand up. Dustin can for sure stand with him. I think they'll stand up for 2 rounds, and then McGregor will come with that left and KO him in the third round.
Nice. I'm actually going the opposite. I got Dustin, third round KO, baby. And I just think, there wasn't enough time in between the fights. I just think maybe Conor didn't maybe have enough time to make the changes that were necessary. Dustin is just crazy durable, and I think if it gets to that later round, I think he's just going to be able to capitalize and be able to knock out Conor McGregor again.
How much time do you think he needs to make the adjustments?
I don't know.
What do you like?
There's a lot of talk about it, and there's a lot of speculation as to whether or not Conor had a big enough. Because a lot of times when people say when you get back into your camp, you're not learning new things. You're just getting prepared for you're just like getting in shape and crispening all the things that you should have learned before the camp. Like camp, when I listen to fighters, they say it's not a time to really learn new. It's more of like a time to like crisp up on the things that they learned in the off season.
So, the first fight was in January, and Conor went straight he sent his family back home to Ireland, and then he went over to Southern California and has been with his coaches since then.
I'm just creating combo.
So, like there's no scenario where Conor's going to lose because he isn't prepared and hasn't made the necessary adjustments. He could lose because Dustin Poirier at this stage in their careers is the better fighter.
Okay.
And Dustin just goes out there and wins. It's very possible. I think the fucking world of Dustin Poirier.
But you don't think it has anything to do with the time in between?
It's not going to be because Conor didn't have enough time to be prepared. He's had 6 months with his coaches without his family. He's going to be mentally...
And he's been fighting his whole life. I agree.
He's going to be mentally, physically prepared for the fight. It's
I
just
agree.
if he goes out there and does it.
Well, yeah. McGregor even came out and said that, like David said, he sent his family home. He said he didn't bring his family this time because he said he's actually having true off days for him to recover and focus on him recovering, and then he goes and trains. He doesn't come home and he has to play with the kids and all that. So he said he's completely focused. He's been training since he lost that fight. So, yeah, he's going to be ready. Whether it's going to be last fight ready or the fight when he fought Cowboy ready is a completely different Conor. But hopefully we see the good one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good fight. So let's go over our predictions. You want to start, David?
Yeah, nothing would make me happier, Braden. I got Sean O'Malley winning the first fight. First round, TKO, KO, whatever, against Chris Moitino. I have Irene Aldana beating Yana Kunitskaya by decision. Split or unanimous. Yeah. Either or, you know? I'm not picking. It's decision though. The judges are deciding it. Tai Tuivasa is going to win his fight by third round KO or TKO. I got Wonder Boy beating Gilbert Burns by decision. And then return to the Mac, baby. Mystic Mac, Conor McGregor, first round KO over Dustin Poirier.
So, well, here, we'll say it afterwards. We got to state what we're doing for the winner or the loser, right?
Yeah, Nick and I already said that. I don't know why you feel the need to now say it on air, but yeah.
Okay. Hoff?
All right, so my picks, I have the man O'Malley. KO TKO first round.
First round.
Then I have Aldana by decision. I have Tuivasa by second round KO TKO.
Nice, good prediction.
And then I am also going, this is a big one right here. This one is Burns, third round submission. We're going crazy with that one a little bit. That's a little off. It's a little off on my predictions there, but we're going with it.
I like it.
And then the last one, I have McGregor KO TKO third round.
Nice. All right, so I got Sean O'Malley, second round KO. Irene Aldana, second round KO. Tai Tuivasa, second round KO. Stephen Thompson, third round KO. And Dustin Poirier, third round KO.
It is fucking fireworks for Braden
We're
on
raining
Saturday.
KOs over here, boy.
Guys, the best part about this, though, is that every single KO that happens, because Braden's a sociopath, he's like, they shouldn't have stopped it. He could have gotten up and fought more. He could have kept fighting. This bullshit. They shouldn't stop that.
Hey, well, you guys didn't think Conor McGregor was knocked out, so.
I mean, he wasn't, but
He was knocked out.
he wasn't knocked out, but he could not protect himself, and the fight needed to be stopped.
Technical.
That
TKO.
All right.
man didn't
Braden,
know where he was.
Is this when you wanted me to say what we're betting?
Yeah.
This is it?
yeah,
This is the
yeah.
part?
Right now.
Okay.
For the
Hoff,
fans.
this is what you and I said before time, right?
Yeah, and Braden didn't listen to us.
Just want to
Okay.
make sure.
All right, cool. So Subway has nothing to do with this podcast, guys, all right?
Nothing.
5-6 King Sports, they're on their own. 5-6 Kings, on the other hand, if you guys want to listen every Monday, we got a new episode dropping. It's fantastic stuff, and it's not brought to you by Subway, but, God, we sure wish it would be. So for this one, last time we did a Subway bet where I bought Subway sandwiches for the boys. This time, the loser is getting 3 total, so 1 from each, and then they get to decide between the 2 of them who's doing a second one. 3 Ric Flair style knife edge chops to the chest, bare chest. The one caveat is that Nick, because of his large stature, can do them Big Show style, where you shush the crowd and then you do an overhand smack to the chest.
Nice.
God damn it. I hope I don't lose this one because Nick's got some fucking
Bear palms.
like oven mitt hands, right? Like it that would suck. He wanted it to be 3 per person. To him, I said I couldn't take 3 of those from you, man. That's fucking nonsense. What you're saying to me right now? That's crazy. It's gonna be 3 total. Yeah. So it's gonna be on our YouTube page. We'll videotape this.
Yeah.
It's gonna go on the YouTube page. Check it out.
Yeah, let us know what you think. Maybe leave a comment or 2. And yeah, that's our predictions and breakdown of what we think might happen at UFC 264. Make sure to check us out after to see who won. So yeah, check us out and leave a comment.
Real quick, I don't say this enough. Thank you, Suave Smooth.
Yeah,
Giving us permission to use the Palm Beach County anthem. It is the greatest. If you're not from Palm Beach County, you can go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
But it's the anthem, It should be the national anthem, but it's the Palm Beach County anthem, and we're happy with it.
God damn it, I'm proud. All right, so see you guys soon. Take care. Peace out.